Hi everyone, it's July 12, 2012. I'm Dwight Schmuck. This is the Schmuck Look. I want to talk about a couple of things today. First, I saw in the Young Turks that Fox&Friends had a bit of a pissing party over the fact that the American Olympic team is wearing berets in some of the publicity photos. And they went nutsoid over the berets and the Ralph Lauren jackets and yada yada yada, because the Ralph Lauren stuff is made in China and berets are French and it shows weak and liberal thoughts and yada yada yada. And they really went on and on and on about the berets. Then somebody wrote into them and said, wait a second, you're saying beret wearers are pussies? Is that what you're saying? Did you forget maybe perhaps the green berets? I saw this on Young Turks again. I watch them regularly. Cenk Uygur and crew come up with some of the finest things, because I won't watch faux news. I don't watch the faux channel at all, because it is faux, not Fox. It's faux, F-A-U-X, French for false. Oh, I know, there we go, liberal speak again, speaking French. Oh my God. By the way, to those of you at the Faux News channel and Faux and Friends, how do you say beret in English? Beret. And, you know, you might want to talk to the green berets just from a distance and very softly and respectfully when you say that weak people, spineless people, etc., are wearing berets, because I'm sure they would take exception to that. And, you know, if I recall correctly, I've seen some black berets in the military services, and it was always my understanding those were the elite of the elite. So you might want to be very respectful about that noise. Okay? My next comment, you know, after the thing I did yesterday on the Mormons burying the cat up to its neck in concrete, and I'm still very disturbed about this. I mean, what kind of beasts do we have in this country? Yesterday afternoon, I wrote a letter to Governor Jan Brewer of Arizona on the governor's website. I'll fill you in when I get a reply. But, you know, I mentioned that I've heard her on different news programs going on and on and on about how tough they're going to be on illegal immigrants and criminals of all stripes and yada yada yada. And Sheriff Joe's the same way. We're going to be tough on this, and we're going to be tough on that, and his famous tent city and all that stuff. How come we're not doing a state's investigation of this atrocity? You know, animal abuse correlates directly to child abuse, and as I recall, the leader of the fundamentalist church there in Colorado City has been arrested for child rape. Oh, I was going to make wives out of these girls. Exactly, yeah, but there's still, regardless of your religion, sir, there are still minimum ages to be an adult, and these particular girls weren't. So you have a guy quit the church, you kill a cat, which, okay, it didn't die for 2 more days, but the horrifying experience it went through led directly to this cat being dead. And yeah, I know, it's a cat. But it's a living, breathing animal like you and I are. We're just animals, we're just human animals. And to do this to a lesser animal is inhuman. I don't care how you slice it, I don't care how you dice it, it's what it is. Why hasn't there been already the state police en masse in town questioning everybody 3-4 times, find the miscreant who did this? You know, come on, you're the governor. You're the leader of the state. You can't poo-poo this and claim any respectability out here in the civilized world. You want to pretend you're still back in the 1800s shooting the bad guys. You're not. And Billy the Kid was allegedly killed in, you know, what was it, New Mexico, right? And then in 1951, this guy comes out of the hills claims that he's Billy the Kid. Now that has been pretty much discredited, but it's one of those Wild West thingies. It ain't the Wild West anymore, ladies and gentlemen, and this is an offshoot of something that purports to be a religion, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty damn sure that any religion that promotes killing a cat to send a message to somebody is not the religion we want the President of the United States to have. And Mitt Romney is a Mormon. Think about it, folks. You know, it is something to be concerned about. What kind of a message are we going to send? How are we going to send the message to anybody? If this is the type of miscreant that sends a dying cat, kills a cat to send the message, what do we expect then from somebody who's a multi-millionaire, net worth of $250 million? The only thing this guy doesn't have is his own private Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army, Coast Guard. I'm sensing a little trouble in the future. You know, and yeah, I'm tying it all together with the pretty pink bow and all that, but, you know, that's what thinking people do. You extrapolate. Sometimes those extrapolations prove to be wrong. I would hope so in this case. But sometimes they turn out to be right. And if the church says, do this, well, first of all, your heaven's a place I don't ever want to be. No, thank you. You keep your Mormon Tabernacle Choir, your Crystal Cathedrals, all of that. If you're saying we got to kill this animal to send a message to this guy, I'm pretty damn sure your God is not one that's worth worshiping. And I'm also really damn sure that I don't want a guy who does worship that God as the leader of my country. You need to think about it. Berets and Beasts, people. Some things are worth fighting for, some ain't. And some things, well, maybe faux news should, do a little research before they open their fat mouths. It would be a nice thing just for a change. Do a little research. And again, I did write to Jan Brewer, Governor Jan Brewer, the last line of my letter. I'm going to, and I will keep you all in the loop on this when I get a reply, because I did ask for a reply. But the last line was, are you afraid of these idiots? A new subscriber, Dr. Flippin, said that, I'm upfront and real and honest. And God bless you, Dr. Flippin. I've never been called a national treasure before. I've been called a lot of damn things, but not a national treasure. Thank you so much for the compliment. But yeah, I'm not a nice guy all the time. I'm a schmuck. I'm a real one. Been one since the day I was born. I know how. Governor Brewer, you going to make a state's investigation, or are you scared? I'm Dwight Schmuck. That's the Schmuck Look. Peace.